If you follow the channel, you might know that I have to pull this floor up pretty soon. The dishwasher blew up. It doesn't work, and it was leaking under the floor in between the tile and the underfloor, so it is literally cracking itself up. So this floor has to be replaced also. The dishwasher will be replaced this weekend. They'll be delivering that this weekend. I'll put it in. Now, this is how things go in life. So here we are. If you made it here to this video on my channel to see this faucet replacement, I'm just going to explain why. On top of all these other things going on, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Currently right now it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I came down to make bottles for the babies, and pretty sure you can see that. There is no adjustment on this thing. I bought this at a like a scratch and dent store. Very cheap, just a few, just like $10. Still in the box, everything, but I guess somebody had returned it. So it's been there 2 years, which is not long enough, but for what I paid for it, I can't really complain. But anyway, these type of sinks are really bad about this. I know other people's had issues. You use this spraying. I use it almost every time. Problem is, it wears inside this spring, and I don't even know what type of material the hose is made of. If it was made out of a good stainless, it probably wouldn't be a problem. I suspect, because this is a kind of a no-name faucet, that I suspect that this thing probably doesn't have good hose there. So got this massive leak. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. There's no adjustments on this thing. Sink needs to be replaced. So here we are. I have to replace the dishwasher, and on top of that, the sink needs to come out, and a new faucet needs to be installed. So let's get started taking this thing out. I'm gonna get the babies situated and get the cameras set up, and we'll get this sink out of here and put a new one in later today. Okay, this is the project we're getting ready to start. It is replacing the sink and faucet. I have a faucet that went haywire on me. The hose inside the spring here has busted, and see that's what we get. So I had to replace the faucet, and we have wanted to replace the sink for a while. It is stained. Actually, it was burned, I think, with some hot pans. So can't get that out. It just never white, no matter what we do. So we're going to replace it with one basin and a new colder faucet. So we'll get started on it, get this one out, and see what we can do with it. Okay, here's a quick overview. Here's when you buy a sink, it comes with a template, all the various ways it can be installed. There are knockouts that can be taken out of the sink for different types of installations. And there's the arrows would tell you whether it's an undermount or a drop-in. And it gives you the dimensions of the actual cutout. So this is what they look like. I don't need it. I'm just going to pull this sink out and drop that one in. And I have my little helper here. I can't trust her to be on the floor running around, so I have her in her car seat. Hopefully this will work a little bit. I can get some work done. But there we are. I'm going to get you some pictures of underneath how this thing attaches, and we will get started on getting this thing out of here. Okay, here's a look at the faucet and attachments. And if you didn't know it, when you buy a sink, you have to buy the drain. Normally it doesn't come with the sink, nor does the faucet. They can be very pricey. These faucets can run up to, right now they can run up to $300, even more, but kind of mid-range could be around $300 right now. And the drain baskets can be as high as $50, $50. Sinks everything has really gone up. A sink like that is $499. And right now that's about your choice. Everything else, as this is being recorded, everything else is sitting on ocean going vessels out in the middle, waiting to be unloaded at the ports. Now this is, I believe, is a US made sink. That's why it is available. And that's why I had to purchase it. Didn't really want it. I wanted a white sink. But here we are. Can't get one, and this one has to go. So another thing, gloves. Should always wear gloves, especially on a job like this. You don't know what you're going to be getting into. And believe me, after years of doing this type of work, your hands can become a problem. They dry up and crack and really get painful, make it hard to work. So really need to wear gloves on jobs. All right. As I said before, the obligatory plumbing bucket. I don't know why the old timers always had the buckets, but that is an original old timer bucket. That's the new power tools we're going to be using, and this is a new tool chest that I got. I have two different versions. This version is the household hardware type of work, and I have one that is more the mechanical type of work that would be for working on cars or something like that. It's a little bit different. That's a good way to sort your tools. You can sort your tools in hardware, homework, home type of work, construction type work, and auto, something like that. Autos, motorcycles. They're two very different types of tools. Some overlap, but they are different tools. Now, like I said before, if you're on this channel, generally my subscribers are people who want to do things themselves, want to learn how to do them, or just need some encouragement, somebody to show them how they did a job and show them how that it can be done. So here we go. We are going to get started. If you are a professional home improvement person, plumber, something like that, you may not like some of the things that I say or do. This channel won't be for you. Like I said before, this channel is for people that are doing it themselves and need some encouragement and some knowledge and wisdom. So here we go. We're going to get started. Okay, I want to start off the video by explaining my channel a little better in case you got to the wrong place. I just wanted to let you know so you're not aggravated. This is my main job, is taking care of the twin babies, twin girls, And so in some of my videos, you may hear them in the background. You may hear their music, or you may hear them cry. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time that something like that may happen. But on this channel, I show you how I do it. And sometimes I am a little long-winded. So if you're looking for a video that gets straight to the point and shows you what to do, thanks for clicking on me. If you want to go now, but I would suggest staying. I think the information that I give is very relevant, and it's more long-term wisdom, as having done a lot of this stuff on my own. So I have a lot of little markisms to give, some little things that you wouldn't know if you hadn't done the job. So I know I'm long-winded again, but I wanted to explain ahead of time. If you got to this channel, this channel, I try to encourage people that would normally not be doing this type of a job. I try to encourage them. I try to show them how that they can do this work just by educating themselves. And usually you can rent some tools or borrow some tools from a friend. So this is where we're at. We're putting in a sink today, a sink and a faucet. My faucet blew out. It's only 2 years old, but it can't be fixed. So it is time to get a new faucet and a new sink. We've been wanting to get a new sink anyway. The white is burned from hot pots and pans. So I can't get it clean, but here we are. Here's my setup. You see all the lights where I'm trying to light this area. And here's all my tool. Here's the start of my tools. I have a big pull around tool case out here. That's a good thing to have. Those things are great. They came out with those recently and they really work good. There's my new Makita power tools that I'm doing a long-term review on. Also do reviews on this channel, so check it out. Also, if you're interested in my daily life, I'll post a video once a week about the girls and my experiences with them during the week. How I was able to take care of them while doing these projects. So I'm long-winded again, but here we go. And here's the obligatory tool bucket. Now the old timers always had these plumbers. They always had these tool buckets. This one was given to me by my dad. Has all plumbing tools in it. It has some other things too, but mostly it's all plumbing tools. He kept this thing and always kept all this plumbing stuff in it. Some of these fittings in here are ancient. Look at this old, I guess it's a driver. That came with the bucket, but there's the girls talking. But this is mainly plumbing stuff, like I say. The old timers always had plumbing buckets. I think it has something to do with back then you had to solder in all your joints, sweat the joints. So I think that's why they had these buckets. But we're going to get going. I'll show you more in detail what we're doing, so let's do it. Okay, this is what the bottom of the underneath of a double basket sink looks like. Double basin sink. Got this camera that can give you some pretty good views, so I'm going to move this thing around to get some views that maybe you haven't ever seen before. You'll see this small line here, kind of a clear line. That is the line to the ice maker. Tap the water off of there and goes all the way around to the refrigerator. This line here is the cold water for the sink. The red dotted line, that is the hot water for the sink. I don't know if you can see where you can see it moving there. So you got the hot water and the cold water on the sink. These are the lines. You have the double basin PVC, and there's an attach there. It comes in here. Let's see if I can get a shot of that. You may see this and not know what it is. Trying to get you some good shots that you maybe haven't seen before. There's my main job talking there. That's one of them. The other one is in the living room, sound asleep. This one wants to be with me. So, and that line that is going into the trap here, that is the dishwasher. So if you have a dishwasher somewhere, there's probably going to be an attachment where the dishwasher goes into the drain. And now I'm going to give you a look up. A shot that you don't normally get. You probably have never seen this if you are new to this type of thing. We're going to look at the bottom of the sink. And if you look over to the bottom of the screen there, almost, the green substance, that is hand soap. That is the soap dispenser that is in most sinks. It's up to you whether you install it in your sink. This sink that I bought, that I purchased here, has a has the cutouts, so you can add that or not. So trying to make the baby a little more comfortable. She has decided today that she's not going to give me a second to get anything done. And actually, I'm not just making content today. I have to get the sink in today. The dishwasher went out a couple of days ago, and the sink is out now. So we don't have a way of, unless we go into one of the bathrooms, we don't have a way of even washing dishes. So this thing has to get done today. If you look at the top of the screen, that's where the all the lines to the sink, that's where they go up into the faucet. That in the center, where the lines go up, that is the attachment for the faucet. And they all have different types now, and many of them require special tools. They usually come with a tool, so they come with the tool that is needed to install the sink. Usually, if it's a really specialized tool that's needed for this particular sink, it will normally come with the little tool to do it. Now, this sink, I'm looking for an attachment, and believe it or not, I do not see an attachment, a physical attachment under this sink. I don't know what is holding it in. This is okay. Crazy. I'm setting up some more cameras, but I hope that you saw the yoga mat that I'm laying on. I urge you to get you a yoga mat. Put the yoga mat down and use that to cushion the blow on your back a little bit. You're going to need it. They're very inexpensive, and you can use them on a lot of jobs. I found them to be very useful. I'm going to move this template. I might end up using this now. It's looking like there may be some problems with the countertop. I don't see an attachment at all on this sink. So I'm going to get the faucet out, and then we'll see what is going on with this sink. I believe it's just sitting there. Crazy. This is crazy. I'm going to tend to the baby a little bit. How about that? Does that help, sweetie? Does that help? Okay. Does that help? All right. Now, I am going to get the tools to get this faucet out quickly. Now, we want to turn the water off. You may have to turn off the water on your main. Now, if you can't, a lot of times these cheap bathroom kitchen valves, they have problems, and they sat unused for years, and when you go to turn them off, they won't turn off. So be careful with them. If they don't turn off, either they're physically stuck or they just won't move enough to turn the water off. You'll have to turn it off on your main. So I'm looking up at that main faucet while I'm doing that, trying to remember how that was put in. I put the faucet in. I didn't do any of this other stuff. Looks like there's some kind of wonky stuff that went on with the plumbing in this thing also. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is take out this take out the soap dispenser. The water's turned off, and it is. So now I'm going to take the faucet loose at the valves, pull that off, and take something that's always handy doing these jobs, a bucket, 5-gallon bucket, and a 1-gallon or a 2-gallon bucket. I have neither of those. I didn't bring that up. Luckily I'm in the kitchen, so there's going to be something here that I can put under there, a pan or something. I really wasn't prepared because I'm basing this on the time that the children will allow me to get under here. So I thought I was prepared, but they didn't take their normal naps today. Matter of fact, one of them is still awake watching me. So it is aggravating. Also, my internet went out right when I started doing all of this. So I had no way of playing music or anything for the children to distract them. So here I am. Now, I'm looking in the, this is the plumbing bucket. You see what type of wrenches are in here. I know this is I'll show you that tool. That's a very useful tool. Where to take off these things. I'm gonna have to stop the videos, and I will show you a couple of tools that are really cool that are used in plumbing. This is for all the people that are new to this. This one, very cool tool. It's adjustable. You can get in there and hold things, turn those specialized fittings. Let's see what kind of shot we got going here. I want to see the shot. Okay. Here's the tool. This is the other one. This is used to turn valves. This is used to turn those valves that have the little curly, like a garden hose. Let me. I am going to move this down and use this camera to show you these tools. The good thing about this camera setup, I can monitor things on my phone and move things with my phone. I can actually control the camera. So here, This is this little piece here is used to turn those like those garden hose fittings, like the blue and red. Well, they're on your maybe on your washer, home laundry. You know, your regular washer. Also, they have regular hot and cold spigots, and these are also used for various various knobs and handles on hot and cold water lines. So this is a really cool tool. This tool is called the slip and lock nut wrench. I would have never known the name. I have used it. They're really cool, and when you need one of these, you absolutely need one. So there's the tool. Also, very important for doing this type of work, a stubby screwdriver. All of these tools were found in the plumber's bucket. All right, so I am going to stop all recordings. Here's what I have. Little cute battery powered adjustable. Let's see if it works. Kinda. Thing is usually junk, but I just thought I would show it to you. If it's showing up, it's I've got a crescent. I got a set of regular wrenches and pliers. So let's see what we can do here now with the adjustable. I try to never use pipe wrenches unless I'm dealing with, you know, iron pipe or something, stainless pipe. Then you only use the pipe wrench on the big coupler fittings and things. You never put it on the pipe. That weakens it. Those teeth marks weaken the pipe. So those marks can be pretty bad. So this should be really easy. These things are little bitty fittings. Should be nothing to knocking these things out. Should have actually used a wrench. You didn't know the size though, so these things should come right off. Now your sinks will probably look different. They all look different, but you'll be able to find these things. It's just you can follow the lines to the fittings, and right where you turn off your water. The other one's a little hard to get to because of where the plumbing for the sink, but these fittings are usually so easy to get off that these don't really matter that they're in a hard to reach place. You come a long way with fittings and things for sinks. Used to be really hard to deal with. That's why you used to have to call a plumber for all of this stuff. And you don't have to do that now. They build this stuff so that the average homeowner can take care of it. For the most part. I know plumbers really get mad when you say that. You say that homeowners shouldn't be doing this stuff, but I totally disagree. Oh yeah, there's definitely jobs for plumbers. Don't get me wrong. Those are set things. Installing a sink is not one of them. I think anybody that can read instructions, that can plan and use tools, I think they can install a sink for the most part. Not all sinks, but a sink like this, yes, should be not an issue. Most people can do it.
All right, now we're going to have to figure out what is holding this sink in. I am really concerned. Right now I am taking loose the drain lines. We're going to be kind of starting from scratch, so I'm just yanking everything out. If you're going to be replacing a sink that is very much like the one that you're taking out, make sure you take pictures of how this is all set up, and maybe make yourself a diagram, and so that you can put it all back together, because I'm just going to yank this all apart. We're going to pull it all out, get all this plumbing out of the way, all of this PVC. We're going to get it all out of the way so that we can figure out what is going on with the sink and how it is attached. What do you call it? Oh, I can't think right now. Wow. Hose clamp. Just a little hose clamp. But I didn't even bring up a screwdriver. Well, I would say you generally don't use a screwdriver on a plumbing job. Not a lot of. And I was setting up to just take this sink out, so I could see where I didn't have a screwdriver. So we're getting all this PVC out of the way, all the way down to the main plumbing line. So remember, if you're replacing this sink with a sink that's very much the same, take a picture, make sure you know how to put it back. These things can get really confusing. It's all different sizes. There's some oddball sizes of this stuff, and you go taking it out and you get confused putting it back. So actually the pipe is turning, not the actual nut. I don't even know how there's water in that thing. That's the main drain line for the sink, actually for the kitchen. Now these traps are going to be full of water, and you can't pour it back down the sink. So normally have you a bucket, like I said, have you a bucket to pour it in. I'm taking this outside. Luckily I have an exit right here. Yes, there was a lot of water in there. There was a lot of water in there. Let me make sure that my cordless mic is still working. It is. Ooh, I just kicked the baby and woke her up. This could be bad. You're okay. You're okay, sweetie. You're right here with Dad. I'm getting a really foul smell. Really, really foul smell now. Wow, that P-trap really holds back the fumes, because I'm actually really getting a sewer smell now that I've disconnected. Let me see if I can get you a shot of what I just did. I took the PVC, all the plumbing out of both sides. And the water lines are loose. They're hanging. There are no attachments on this sink. That is crazy. So here we are. I'm going to see what is holding this sink in. And I think it's just a little bit of masonry. So here we go.
So this sink is glued in. It's just glued. That could be really bad. I mean, getting this thing out could be really bad. Do have chisels here. I don't know if that's good or bad. They are sharp. I'm wondering if I can cut this caulking and whatnot out of here. Yeah, it's doing a good job with it. I mean, get down to where I actually need to take this thing out. I don't know. I may end up putting a whole new countertop in because I don't know what is going on here. Don't know why they wouldn't have attached this with physical attachments. So here's what I did. I went around the edge and cut out just this small layer of caulking here. I prized under the sink just a little bit. I took a wood chisel, small wood chisel, sharp, and I just ran along the edge and I pressed in and pushed up, lifted up, prized it up, and it came up. I think that is not enough of a mechanical attachment. I mean, maybe it's okay to do it this way, but I certainly didn't know that you could do it this way. So there are some more. Looks like there are some more tiles that I'm gonna have to either replace or put back down. Here it is. I hope you're seeing that. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that. So I lost that tile. And it looks like that may be the only one. I'll have to get back in the back and see. I didn't know this, did not know this sink was this heavy. It's a pretty heavy sink. Now that I'm trying to lift it, I'm seeing that it looks like there's maybe some tiles in the back that I'm going to lose. I'm going to have to try to get that caulking out of there too. But that's going to be nearly impossible. So I might have to just pull this sink out, see what's going on with these tiles that they have going around it, and figure that out. I would rather not have the tile. I think that was put there because there's a mistake under here, I believe. I think somebody made a mistake under there. I probably will go ahead and take the faucet off while you're with me and show you doing that. I'll show you how I do that. Just make it easier to get out. So let's go back here. I think I still have the tool that is required for that, or I can use that wrench that you saw earlier. Let's see. Actually, that thing might be driver. I don't know what kind of shot you're getting. I hope you're getting a shot of that. Looks like that's gonna have to come all the way out. Why it's getting so difficult to get it out. I thought it would be much easier. But like everything else this week, this would. Not really heavy like I thought it was. Let's get this thing out of here, get it cleaned up, and see what's going on with the attachments. wasn't good. That's the new faucet that I just stepped on. Let me give you a shot of this. This is what we got. I think he put this, and it was a he, I know the guy. I think he put this here because this sink was cut wrong. Now we're going to find out. But I see no other reason to have this tile there. And I can also see where he broke the countertop in several places. This is going to have to be, I just broke it. So I'm going to have to glue that back down or replace this countertop. And if I replace this countertop, I have to replace all of it. So I'm going to see where this sink falls, and we'll go from there. Maybe without, no, it's not going to fit here. I'm going to have to make some adjustments. Even to get it in, it's going to have to be some adjustments. So, my worst nightmare is starting to come true. And that is this. Because there is not enough room on this edge for the sink to drop. And this is a standard sink, so there's not a, he didn't allow enough room back there. Okay, doing some cleanup on the countertop. I'm still going to try to save this thing. I don't want to go with the expense of replacing this all right now. I just need to get a sink going so we can wash dishes and stuff. And then possibly in a couple months replace all this. But let's get this sink in and working, and then maybe replace it. I did save the little pieces that are needed to fix the edge of the current countertop. So I'm going to do some more cleanup on this thing and we'll get back. Shot here, see where the cut needs to be made. Wow, this is so wrong. Looks like we may be able to cover up some of his mistakes, but not all of them. This is actually a smaller lip than the, yeah, it's not gonna work. So I might put that tile back after I make the cuts. So wow, whole cabinet just busted out. I don't know if this is gonna work now or not. check. So what we're looking at here is this countertop was put in so wrong, and he busted it all up putting the sink in. So his idea was to put the tile on, which it worked. It worked and it looked fine. And that was fine for however long it was there, but when somebody had to go behind me, him, which is me, there's no way to really repair it and put proper things in. So I think my job is almost done here. Looks like it's going to be complete removal of the countertop and replace. So here we go. Okay, after many adjustments, I think I can live with what I've come up with. The tiles are going to have to come back in. The tiles will have to go back in. They were there for a reason. He cut it all wrong. That's why there's breaks in the cabinet, in the countertop. There will be a big redo coming up in here soon, just not quite yet. So I am not ready to put new countertops in. When I do, I'm going to put a nice one in, not the one that you can pick up at Lowe's or Home Depot. They're kind of limited. So I'm going to put some nice countertops in here eventually, but not within the next 2 months. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in so we can have a working sink. So I need to hurry and get these tiles glued down. That's the way they were. They were glued down with, actually he used, looks like liquid nails on it. Seemed to hold down all this time, so I'm going back with liquid nails. Okay, so all the cameras are set, and we have the sink set in place with the tile. Had to do the tile, and the next step is going to be putting the sink drain in. Now the way I do this, I put plumber's putty on the top side and just the ring and the gaskets on the bottom side. Now I've seen people do it different ways, but that's the only way that I ever do it. If you don't know what plumber's putty is, it's available anywhere where you buy plumbing supplies, and it is pretty much an essential for plumbers. You would use this around the edges of the faucet, so that you could seal up any water that would run back. I use it here on this edge. Don't want to stick to this plastic at all, so I just have to set it on there and tighten it down. So I just roll some out. I just roll some strings out, place them around the drain. It's usually not this hard. It usually just sets there, but the stuff does not want to. So since it doesn't want to sit on there, we're going to put it on the drain. Probably better anyway. I don't know why I used to always put it on the sink, but we're going to put it on the drain. Around the edges on the drain.
And you can get this anywhere where you buy plumbing supplies. It is probably the number one staple of a plumber. Probably the one thing they always have somewhere stuck in a box or somewhere. They use this around drains, use it around faucets so that the water doesn't run back. It's just basically a putty that is kind of waterproof. And set that down on the drain. The gasket's on the bottom side. Well, there's the drain. And the putty is showing through there. See the putty there? Wow, it's not even, it's barely even. I don't know that the putty's doing anything. Take a lot more putty than that. On the put this with the gaskets on the sink, tighten it down, and that big wrench that I showed earlier, that's what that wrench is for. I'm going to get it. And the other tool holds that, spins the top side. So here's that tool again. It's been hit a little too many times. It doesn't want to move. Okay, this is as far as it goes. Let's see if it's big enough. No, not really. Truly are they're the worst. I've never and this is a very expensive sink, and these are the worst I've ever seen. I've never seen anything worse.
Yeah, we got the third one. Let me see that.
They don't tell anything. Worst pictures I've ever seen. It's terrible. Okay. Don't know if you're getting that. All the hoses had to go through the rings, the brass ring, had to go through the gaskets, everything. I don't know how we lost the view. It seems that we did. There it is. Let's see if we can get the camera back here, maybe and get a better view. So, Scarlett, what you doing, sweetie? So we're looking straight up. All the hoses are through the rings, and the gaskets are on, and we're just threading this thing. It's huge. It's a huge threaded piece. Threading it up. It's supposed to tighten down, and once it tightens down, we will. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not. What you doing, huh? So straight up. So I got a lot of editing.
Oh yeah.
So now I have to install the sprayer. Well, first there's actually a weight that I have to put on the hose.
Bella, Bella. Come here, you. You don't need to be under there. Don't be playing with that.
So there's a weight. Let me show you this weight. Big, heavy, very heavy. It's a weight, and it goes on this sprayer hose, and that's what keeps it down. That's what keeps it, brings it back when you pull it out. So and then the hose gets connected in the center there. It says you just push up and it clicks. And, let's see what happens. That. I'm going to go up and see if it's tight enough up on the top, and then you tighten down these like set screws. But while I'm down here, I'll put in the hot and cold water lines. So let's see, here's our cold line, and cold line is the one that had down here. The cold line is the one that the ice maker is on, so I know which one it is. So here we go. We're gonna put our water lines on. Never an easy thing. I've come to find that. Let me give you a shot of what I'm doing here. Putting the water lines on, and it's right above where the camera's at right now. So there it is. The outlet's right on the top. So I will swing it around here, and I have found that if you go hold back on the hoses, and instead of trying to put your hands right against the fitting, a lot of times that causes it to not be straight. So I choke backwards a little bit on whatever I'm trying to put on, and then I put it against the threads, and it seems to work better that way. So I go, like for instance on this, instead of starting it with my hand directly on the thread, I choke back a little 3 inches, kind of let it guide itself on first, and then, which is not working right now, but normally that's how I do it. These are always a little difficult to get on. They have to be just perfect. And it sometimes can take you several attempts to get those. Now I'm sure these are going to have to be tightened, but not much more. They only require a little more than hand. So I'm going to go up top and see what it looks like, and we'll go back to setting those set screws. Watching my babies and trying to get this done, it just hasn't been that easy. Wow. So I can't get that any tighter. Just gonna have to tighten it down from there. Hopefully that sets it. Not sure what these things do, honestly. Always wondered. These are weird setups. I never really knew what they were for. Now, I'm going to turn all the water on, check the leaks. Alright, that's what we got going on now. Running the water, run some hot, run some cold, make sure everything's going. And we're looking for, this is when you look for leaks. Wow, there's several different types of
Okay, that's pretty cool. I like the way that sprayer has that fan. That's really cool. I like that. So there's the sink. It's been a big challenge to do this and keep the babies at the same time, but looks like I've done it. I don't know how good of a job I've done yet. See how many leaks we ended up with and all of that, but here we go. The sink is in, and it's in a bad, I had a bad cabinet to deal with, so I got it in anyway. I'm going to have to recaulk a couple of spots, but not many. It doesn't look too bad. So it's a new type of sink. I've never seen one before. It's a very, very heavy duty plastic made by Kohler. And an odd sink. No divider, one drain. We like it. That's what we want. It all drains to one side. It's more shallow at one end. All drains to that end, and very clean. Very. The one thing it's not going to show. The white sink was always stained. No matter what I did, it was always stained. This black sink should be much better. And the material this thing is made out of, I don't know how to explain it. It's one of just that heavy plastic that. I don't know how to explain it, but it would be really hard to scratch this thing or mar it in any way. So, alright, I'm gonna get cleaned up, get something to eat, and put this all back together and let the family have it. Looks like so far I don't have a single leak. I'll have to knock on wood. That's never happened. I don't have a single leak in this system. Okay. Alright. There we go.
Okay, yeah, I know, that was a long video. Hey, if you stuck around that long and you're not a subscriber, you certainly should be. Evidently you like this type of content. Hey, help me out. Like, share, and subscribe. That'll really help me out with YouTube. And that's going to do it for this episode. I think we've about covered everything. So remember, they may do it another way, but that's the way I do it. We'll see you next time.